Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to my channel, my Loverlies. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I'm so happy you found me. I do so hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. Become part of the Mama family. Mama's got your back, at least where makeup's concerned, and definitely when that makeup is cheap. Today is just going to be a Christmas wish list kind of thing. I want to talk to you guys about a couple of brands that I am absolutely dying to try, and I'm going to do my makeup while I do it. So we're going to use one of the palettes that I just got in my BoxyCharm order. So I placed a rather large order from the BoxyCharm drop shop. They had so many amazing palettes, be it face palettes, eyeshadow palettes. Everything was on sale for really amazing prices, so I definitely had to pick a couple things up. If you haven't seen the BoxyCharm unboxing, definitely go check it out. Such a good video. Lots of great, super affordable products in that video. But one of them was this bad boy from Ace Beauté. Now, Ace Beauté, if you guys have been watching my channel for any amount of time, you will know that I absolutely adore this brand. This is the Ace Beauté, what is this? Classical Paradise palette. This is it's gorgeous. It is a gorgeous, very fall, neutral kind of color story. So pretty. We're going to use this. We're going to create this it's a pretty basic sunset eye, but I think it is so pretty. It's flattering on just about everyone, and it is so incredibly easy to do, so I won't have to devote too much brain power to what I'm putting on my face. And we're just gonna lust after some makeup for a little bit. So today's video shouldn't be super long, 20-30 minutes at the most. But make sure you have a big old glass of sweet tea, a cup of hot coffee, and have just a few minutes to sit back and relax, hang out with me for just a little bit. So diving right into the video, guys, there are so many brands that I am dying to try, but they're just a little bit out of my price range. And by a little bit out of my price range, I mean like way like over the mountain and down the hill across from my price range. So it's probably never ever gonna happen unless by some miracle I find them deeply discounted somewhere. But also, as much as I just don't have the money for it, I also feel like sometimes brands are expensive just to be expensive. You know what I mean? So on top of the money thing, it's also kind of like a principle thing. Like, if I can find amazing eyeshadow at the drugstore, or amazing face products, makeup period, whatever it be, if I can find amazing products for like $5 at the drugstore, then why do you need to charge me $80 for a bottle of foundation? Right? Like, I don't understand it. So at that point, you're charging me that money because you can, not because that's what the product is actually worth. And that, at that point, that's where I draw the line. That's where I'm like, nope, you can keep your product, and I will definitely just stay in my lane. But as much as I say that, and as much as I mean that, it doesn't mean that I'm not still lusting after the products. It doesn't mean that I still would really like to try them. And the first of those brands that is just like insanely, stupidly expensive, but I just want to try so badly, is Charlotte Tilbury. Now, the reason I want to try Charlotte Tilbury products so badly is because, first of all, she seems to cater to dry skin. And if you guys, again, have been watching my content for any amount of time, you will know that I am a dried up, dusty old mummy. My skin is the Sahara Desert, and it craves moisture continuously. And as much as I try to feed that moisture to my skin, a lot of times it just ends up still looking dry. And I do have quite a few really amazing foundations and powders that I have gotten from the drugstore or Burke's or on sale, what have you. And I do have quite a few really amazing powders that I really do love. But when it comes to Charlotte Tilbury, I see all of those ads for her products, and I see people review them and try them on, and it just makes their skin look so so beautiful. And I'm getting up there in age now. So on top of the dry skin, I have the fine lines and I have the wrinkles and all of that good stuff. And I don't know. It just looks nice. It just looks so, so nice. I really want to try the airbrushing powder. I, of course, would love to try her concealers and foundations. I don't really care about any of the eyeshadow because, you know, Charlotte Tilbury is not my vibe. But all of the complexion products, I think, just look so incredible. I think they just look so, so pretty. And I think that they would do absolute wonders for my super dry skin. So that's one of those brands that I continuously look for, like hoping one day magically I'll somehow come across some of her products at a deeply discounted price and be like, ooh, yay. But probably, again, not going to happen. But Charlotte Tilbury is at the very, very top of my list. And specifically for her complexion products and powders. I have heard, again, so many wonderful, wonderful things about her powders. And I just think that they would be amazing. And her packaging is so, so pretty. So yeah, one of the more expensive brands that I'm just dying to try. The next one is MAC. Now, MAC is a complete and total, like, it's a classic. MAC is the OG of the makeup world. They've been doing makeup before I even knew what makeup was. They are really such pioneers in the industry, and their prices reflect that. I think MAC is such... To me, it is such an intriguing brand. Not to say that I really think that any one of their products is, like, incredibly special. But I guess it's like, it's the vibe that surrounds the brand. It just seems so cool because, and it's another one of those things where advertising really just gets you, because when you break it down and you look at their new releases or you look at their individual products, there's really nothing there that's my vibe. It seems to me that MAC is a little bit more of a, at least what they're turning into, is a little bit more of like a neutral kind of glam brand. But back in the day, they were known for color. They were known for just being completely artistry driven and so innovative. And there are, I'm not even going to lie, there are a couple products that I would really just love to try. And especially I would love to try, again, some of their complexion products. I'm not big on their eyeshadow. I think that eyeshadow is one of those things that you can find for, for amazing prices. But again, they're base products. I really want to try the mist, the Max, what is it called? The Fix, the Fix Plus, MAC Fix Plus. I really want to try that. I definitely would love to try some of their foundations, just because they are pretty well known for their full coverage products. And I just would love to be able to play, with some of that. But again, it's just one of those things that I would just like to experience, just because it's such an OG brand and it's been around for forever. And I also think that MAC packaging is really nice. So yeah, I would love to experience that brand as well. The next one is NARS, and I know that this one probably is a little bit surprising to you. Because I have tried a few NARS products. I've tried a couple of NARS lip products and things like that. I do think that their lip products are absolutely fantastic. But again, it's not really the lip products that kind of draw me to the brand. And it's not the eyeshadows either, because again, their eyeshadows are all super neutral, definitely not up my alley. But again, it is the base products, the face, like the foundations, what is the name of that new foundation that they just came out with? Anyway, it's a radiant foundation. It looks gorgeous. And a lot of the dry skin creators that I follow have tried it and they have just absolutely adored it. So I would definitely love to try some NARS foundations. And then on top of that, some of their like blushes and things like that. They are very well known for their blushes in particular. So I would love to be able to try a face product and then a foundation. That would be an absolute dream. That leads me to the next brand that I want to talk to you guys about. and this is Hourglass. Now, Hourglass is quite possibly one of the most expensive brands that I'm going to be talking about in today's video. And Hourglass is just bougie for the sake of being bougie. And they own it. They completely own it. They're not jaded or not trying to make you think that, oh, you know, we're worth it. No, we're bougie because we can be. And I kind of love it. I love the honesty there. I love the packaging. I've never actually beheld anything from Hourglass in my life. But I see, again, on the internet, guys, I'm on YouTube 24/7. I live, breathe, and sleep makeup. I love it so, so much. And Hourglass is one of those brands that whenever anybody kind of mentions it, their faces just light up. And Hourglass is very, very well known for their powders. And especially for their, like, what is the name of those powders that I want to try? They're ambient lighting powders. I want to try an ambient lighting palette so incredibly badly. I just think, but again, the palettes are like, what, 60 bucks for a face palette? And it's just astronomical. It's just not something that I would ever allow myself to buy. I can want it and lust after it all I want to. But even if I had a $100 bill, a free $100 bill in my hand, I just don't think that I could make myself spend $60 on a powder. I just don't think that I could make myself do it. But it's really, really pretty to look at. And it's really, really nice to think about. But I would love to know your guys' feelings on Hourglass. Are you interested in it at all? Has it piqued your interest? Do you feel the same way about it that I do? I just think it's super, super interesting, and definitely something that if I ever had the chance, I would dive into like I was a fish out of water. You know what I mean? The next brand I want to talk to you guys about is one that I don't necessarily want to try, but it's one that I kind of don't understand the hype about. So that's Natasha Denona. Now, I know that a lot of people talk about her formula as being some of the best available. And I can honestly tell you, because I do have a Natasha Denona palette. I have the Mini Cupid palette. I received this out of from a BoxyCharm. And I have used that palette. And as much as it is a really, really beautiful palette, and I love the packaging, I love, the formulations inside are pretty nice. I don't understand why it's so expensive. Like, if I had paid full price for that palette, I believe I would have been a little bit upset, because to me, I don't think that the formulation in that palette is any better than my really great BH Cosmetics formulations, or some of my most favorite palettes. I don't see a big enough difference in between the formulations to excuse the exorbitant price tag. Like, I just don't understand it. If you are a Natasha Denona stan, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I'd love to hear your opinion. Maybe you know something else about the brand that I'm just kind of missing, but I just don't, I really don't understand the hype with the brand. The next one I want to talk about is Pat McGrath. So Mama Pat, everybody talks about her everybody talks about her makeup in, almost reverently, right? Pat McGrath is kind of like the top of, she's the cherry on top of the makeup world sundae, I guess. Her shadows are extremely coveted, especially her special shades. I just feel like when people talk about Pat McGrath, they talk about it almost, it's almost cultish in a way. It's kind of like, if you know, like if you have Pat McGrath, you're somehow in this super exclusive club. And as much as I understand it, and as much as I understand that you kind of have to build, a reputation for your brand and things like that, I'm going to be honest. I have never seen a Pat McGrath palette that I was just like, that made my jaw drop, that made my mouth water, like made my fingers itch to pick up a brush. I've just never seen a Pat McGrath palette that just kind of made me, that put me in awe, right? And I know a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's just not my vibe. Pat McGrath does color, but she does it in a very subdued, very subtle way. And there is nothing subtle about my makeup. I don't appreciate subtlety. I've never been very good at it at all. But again, you have to take into account, you have to take in the packaging, right? And I've heard that she's got the best packaging ever. And, you know, when I talk about my luxury makeup, I often speak about the way it makes me feel, right? And I think with luxury makeup, it's not always about performance. Sometimes it's about how it makes you feel. And, you know, and as silly as it is a real thing, right? That experience, the name, it's like when you go out and when I buy a Michael Kors bag, right? I know that honestly, there's nothing special about a Michael Kors bag, right? A lot of them aren't made out of real leather. A lot of them are just as cheaply made as everything else. But I feel very fancy because I'm walking around with a designer bag, right? So it's the same thing, but done with makeup. And the only difference I can see is I will have my Michael Kors palette for absolutely ever, right? I keep it in its dust bag. I take care of it. I clean the leather, and it's one of those things that I will have in my possession for absolutely forever. But when it comes to makeup, makeup expires, right? Makeup is not something that you can keep up on a shelf and admire and keep forever. Well, I guess you could. But the whole point of having makeup is to play. Makeup for me is something that is very tactile. It's very artistic. When I get something, the first thing I want to do is stick my fingers into it and, you know, and basically paint myself with it. And then, you know, I wear it around for a couple hours and then take some soap and wash it down the drain, right? So as special and beautiful as it is to me, it also ends up just ending right up in the trash. So I don't understand why it's so expensive. You know what I mean? I just can't justify in my brain spending $100 on a 10-pan eyeshadow palette, $100 on 10 pans of eyeshadow, and I just can't do it. I just can't do it. The packaging could be made out of solid gold, and I still wouldn't understand. I wouldn't understand why why the price is so astronomical. So Pat McGrath, as much, again, as I would fall to my knees if someone was like, here you go. Would you like it? Heck yes. Yes, I want it. But to ever actually pay for it? No, I don't think so. Not unless I could find it, like I said, deeply, deeply discounted, or, you know, on sale. Maybe I get lucky dumpster diving one day, find a Pat McGrath palette in there. I don't know. But to actually pay for it, I just don't think so. So those are the ones that did I talk about P. Louise? If I didn't talk about P. Louise, I want to talk about P. Louise real quick, because P. Louise is a brand that really, really, really excites me. P. Louise is, first of all, I think they're probably worth the price tag. Their packaging is absolutely incredible. I have heard nothing but amazing things about all of their formulas, everything from their eyeshadow bases to their blushes and things like that. I have heard amazing things about everything from that brand. I think they're a UK brand. I know they're definitely not American, and I know that they are incredibly, incredibly expensive. But they, again, if I ever hit the lotto, I would purchase from P. Louise. I feel like their products aren't overly pretentious. I don't think that their products are contrived or forced in any way. I feel like when it comes to P. Louise, I feel like the creator really actually enjoys makeup and makes makeup that other people will enjoy. On top of that, like I said, the packaging is absolutely adorable. All of the color stories and all of the palettes that I've ever seen from the brand have always been so, so beautiful. You can tell that a lot of time and thought goes into each and every release that they do. And I also feel like they're not just pushing makeup out to push makeup out. I feel like they take their time and they really make products and innovate products that people are genuinely excited to use. And to me, that's what really makes a brand incredible. When every release is something that is exciting or something that kind of makes your mouth water a little bit, every single thing that I see from P. Louise just makes me want, it just makes me want to dive in so badly. I would love to try their eye paints. And again, they're the first ones that came out with the eye paints. They're genuinely an innovative, interesting, artistic brand. I think they're so beautiful. I also think they're incredibly expensive and probably overpriced, but something that I wouldn't mind paying if I had a pocket full of cash. You know what I mean? So the next brands that I want to talk to you guys about are brands that are not quite so ridiculously expensive, but are still just a little bit out of my price range and not something that I can just dive into right at this moment in time. But if I ever can save enough money up to be able to purchase any of their products, I am definitely going to. The first one is Cleonda Cosmetics. Now, they do, they're basically eyeshadow, but they do the most beautifully reflective, shifty freaking eyeshadows. They make multi-chromes and duochromes. If you think about everything that is sparkly and glittery and beautiful about makeup, Cleonda does it, and they probably do it best. I have seen so many people review their products and play with their eyeshadows and come up with some of the most amazingly, like, stunningly beautiful looks I have ever seen. It's one of those brands that it is my most coveted brand. It is the brand that I would literally cut off a pinky to be able to experience. My little heart has been so dead set on trying some multi-chromes. I'm in the process of saving up some money so I can try some at some point. We'll see how well that goes. But again, their eyeshadows are incredibly expensive. I think even a single pan of eyeshadow, just a regular square pan of eyeshadow, can be anywhere from like 16 to 20 bucks. Some of them go for like 25. So it is super expensive. And again, not something that at this point in my life that I can financially justify to myself, but they look so incredibly beautiful. They just look so gorgeous. I will, of course, list all of the brands that I'm talking about in the description box. So if you guys want to go check them out and Google them later, you definitely can. If you Google any brand out of this entire video, please go check out Cleonda Cosmetics. Their stained glass collection, literally, it makes my mouth water. It is so incredibly beautiful. So yes, if I ever win the lottery, that'll be the first place that I go, and I will spend as much money as I can and just get as many of them as I can and just paint my entire body with them. The next one is Menagerie Cosmetics, and this one is a little bit more, they're still expensive. And these ones are indie brands. So Cleonda is an indie brand, Menagerie is an indie brand, and indie brands as a whole are usually more expensive just because they don't have the financial backing and things like the bigger brands do. So it's totally understandable. And a lot of times their quality is just far superior as well. When I can, I really try to go for indie brand makeup. I don't really get a big opportunity to do that just because, again, they're super expensive. But if I had the money, I would so just be an indie makeup girl, because I think all of the makeup is so incredibly beautiful. But Menagerie Cosmetics, they make animal themed eyeshadow palettes, and y'all, they do the most beautiful glittery, shifty kind of duochrome, multi-chrome palettes, but they also do mattes as well. And I've heard so many amazing things, not only about their shifty shadows, but about their matte formulations as well. And then on top of that, all of the packaging is just so incredibly adorable. Definitely go check them out. Menagerie Cosmetics. They look so beautiful. There are 1,000,001 different palettes that I'm dying to experience. So out of this entire video, I would say that Cleonda and Menagerie are the two that I'm the most just like dying to try. But then you have Lethal Cosmetics, and Lethal Cosmetics is one of those brands that just it's cool. It's just a cool brand. They make cool packaging. They make really fun, funky, kind of alternative color stories. Everything's deep and moody and just a little bit grungy and off, but the aesthetic is so incredibly beautiful that it just, and on top of that, they make, again, they make the multi-chrome, duochrome kind of eyeshadows, but they have the really amazing mattes to accompany them. And on top of that, they make these pot liners that I want to try so badly. It just looks like a really, really cool brand to play around with. And if you guys watch Teresa is Dead, I absolutely adore her. I think she is just about the funniest thing ever. But she has a really great relationship with Lethal Cosmetics, and she actually came out with a couple of different eyeshadow palettes with the brand, and both of the eyeshadow palettes she came out with just looked so incredibly beautiful. She came out with a couple of eyeshadow palettes and a couple of liners and things like that. It just looks really, really beautiful. She has super watery eyes and dry skin, just like I do. And she says that the pot liners stay in her waterline all day. They don't smear, they don't migrate. And it just sounds like a dream. It just sounds like an absolute dream. And you can tell when she plays with the Lethal Cosmetics products that she just has fun playing with them. And to me, that's the whole point of makeup. I want to sit down with makeup that inspires me. I want to sit down with makeup that makes me want to play and want to create. And Lethal is one of those brands that I feel like it would be easy to want to sit down and create with. You know what I mean? Guys, that is about it for me today. I hope that I didn't make your mouth water too awful hard. Definitely go check out some of those brands. I would love to know in the comments what brand you're most excited by, or even if it wasn't one that I talked about today, I would love to hear what brand you're most excited about or what brand that you're dying to try out, just because I think it's always fun to learn about new brands. And you know, what is this channel for if not to sit here and lust over some makeup together? Guys, I love you so much. As always, I'll post everything in the description box below. And I will put everything that I used to do today's makeup look, I will have in the description box as well. I will be posting finished pics over on Instagram and Facebook. I'll have all the links to my other socials in the description box. If you guys are not following me everywhere, make sure that you go do that. I post fun content every single day. And if you're following me everywhere, you don't have to worry about missing a single moment of it. Guys, as always, no filters, no edits, no fancy lighting. It's just me. Sit in front of my camera, playing with some makeup, lusting after some makeup, hoping you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. And until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important. Bye.